Good morning, everyone. We have snow coming down again, so it's a great place to be, right? I let's see, 26 in the room. Woohoo! Grab a cup and join me. It's one of those mornings running around like an idiot trying to get ready. Had the hiccups about 5 minutes ago. I was just letting you know what it's like to have the pressure of pushing the button. 66 lives in a row, and I'm nervous. What? Really? Mm-hmm. It doesn't go away. What's everyone doing? I'm having a peppermint mocha creamer in my coffee this morning, and I didn't put it on the floor first. How's the sound? Everything good? Okay, well, I promised I would bring on some children's bracelets this morning, so I did that. I have my Lovey bear and my other stuff for it. You're fasting today, okay. Everybody I see is ready for the baby along, which is awesome. You know, it's my favorite make along. Don't tell anybody. It is. Oh. So this morning I woke up to someone bought all of the gnome towels in my Etsy shop, all of them. So there was only 3, but still, I was like, uh-oh, I don't have any more left in there. So these sold this morning. And I was like, oh my goodness. So they're gone, the 3, and it didn't matter what holiday. I don't think she was just like, I'm gonna get those. So I was happy. You need some yarn to make your lovey with, the H hook, a hair tie, and an animal to put the lovey around. Yeah, we're starting that out. But first, we can't forget what we want to see this morning. First thing off, we will finish up this shawl. Claire's wearing it. Yes, I finished it last night. Yeah. All right. Well, I put my border on like I wanted to, and almost the whole border is dark green of the finish. So that's pretty cool that I didn't color control it. I just was hoping, and it worked out to be all the dark green all the way around. So yeah, my opinion of skinny cakes is pretty good. I like them. You guys sold me on these. I like the drape, and yeah. So what I'm going to do is draw a winner from all of the finishes for a skein of this raspberry ganache skinny cakes by Karen, and this little project bag that was donated by Ravini, and a set of 3 butterfly stitch markers that I made. And when I say I, I mean I had help from, you know who, Mr. Creations. I made a set of 3 with the letters. There's an I, an H, and these are uh, like there's some purple stones in them, and then the J. So those are the 3 in here. I like that. Uh-huh. That doesn't mean I like all the colorways, though, but raspberries growing on me. There was one over there, plum pudding. That looks nice, too. I have that one. All right, so I put everybody's name in to the wheel. We'll go do that first. Come on, wake up. There we go. There were 23 finishes. And so, yeah, I caught it, Lori. I caught it. I'm going to draw for that. I didn't list them yet. I'm going to list those 2 shawls I finished this week because I did finish the Halo shawl. All right, who is it? I believe it's Frida. Congratulations to Frida. Way to go. Hers is pretty. And there were a lot of people that took the stitch combination, the pattern, and put it into their own ideas, which was great. Okay, so Frida, are you here this morning? She may or may not be here. And if I ever draw your name and you're not here, then you get the designated prize. You get that. And sometimes I'll say, let's make a yarn deal. So Frida, let's make a yarn deal. Do you want the goodies from the make along, or would you rather trade it up for something out of the pot of gold or a bracket spot? Let me know. I'll be waiting here, waiting for your answer. Okay. Oh, she's going to take a bracket. Oh, wonderful. Exciting. All right, we have number 4, 5, 6, and 8, 11, and 12. Those are your choices. A number. Oh, that's exciting. And you know what? I'm going to leave it up to Frida. Do you want me to draw another name off the list? I think that Frida needs to let me know if she wants me to draw another name. Number 11. Okay. We'll put your name right on 11. And what does she say about? Do you want me to draw another name out of the wheel? All right. Okay, so you guys, if you finished, you get another chance. I'm going to go ahead and draw another one. Yeah, I'd like to fill this bracket up, I would. Let's see who's the next lucky name. How's that hat coming along, that hat challenge coming along for you? How many people do you have in it? Linda Hendren. Is Linda here? Linda. Your name was drawn for Let's Make a Yarn Deal. Okay, Linda's here. Linda, we just drew your name, and we would like to know if you would like the prizes from the make along, the little bag, the stitch markers, and this beautiful raspberry ganache, or would you like a spot on the bracket board or something from the pot of gold? Oh, she can't take a spot on the bracket board. So something out of the pot of gold or these prizes. She's already got a spot on the bracket board. Let's see if she's even awake. She just got here, I think. Let's wait for her answer, and then we'll. All right. Yeah, you got it. Okay, so congratulations, Linda. There's your goodies. You know the way I do things is I ask everyone to send a message to me to claim your prize. Even if you claimed it on the show, I still want you to send a message because so many times addresses change and we don't think about it. Okay, so I'll put that away for today. Thank you all for doing that. Frida says there's 17 people on the hat challenge so far. She'd really like some more. So if you are not doing Frida's hat challenge or you didn't hear about it, there is a post in the Facebook group pinned to the feature, and it says it's Frida's fantastic hat, and you make a blue and gold hat to honor the Ukraine and send the photo to Frida or post it in the post too, right? That's what they're used to. They're used to posting their photos in the post for the challenge. So that's what most people will do. All right. Okay, is everybody ready to start the Lovey? You're going to need a hair tie. And if you would like to just follow along with me, that's fine. But if you would rather just not do it together now and you want to just go back somewhere and find a tutorial, there is a tutorial that starts you out with the hair tie from Zelda NRJ3. So that's, yeah. Somebody will find the link, I'm sure. I didn't post it in there. It's on my list, on my playlist that says things I make all the time or patterns I follow all the time or something. But that just gives you the basic start. And I'm using a 5mm today and some DK. So we'll go ahead and start this first round. And it's not that difficult to put single crochets on the hair tie. You just act like the hair tie is a stitch. And so you just put your hook into the hair tie and draw up a loop and then wrap around again and draw through 2 loops and you're already on it. Boom, just like that. And then you can go ahead and work over your tail. Gives it a little bit more thickness there. And sometimes I even make my tail longer just so that I'll have enough to go all the way around. But you're going to put 36 single crochets onto the hair tie. 36 is the magic number. And of course, I'm not going to be able to count and talk at the same time. Let's see how many I got. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I just made you guys lose count. Now, this is not a challenge, so I'm not going to be drawing any winners from today. However, it is actually a challenge for you to put it in the baby along. So if you make a Lovey today, you're going to look for the cuddle along that I'm doing with Stephanie from Stephanie's Yarn Escape. There's posts on both my page and her page. So you can enter your Lovey into both of them, and it'll get you into the random draws for the next time that we do a drawing. So go ahead and put your 36 stitch single crochets on your hair tie. I have 20 on mine so far. Deb has dropped the link for the tutorial later on if you need it. I cannot count and do this. I think I have 30. I'm going to have to count them again. Jeez. $31. Okay, I think I have 36. Now, sometimes they're not exactly up to filling in all the holes, but it's darn close. But you need 36 to be able to do the granny pattern. So go ahead and slip stitch to your first single in the round. And thank you everyone who's helping out with the questions. I appreciate it. I brought out some children's bracelets from Paparazzi today to use as the jewelry. And the reason why I did that is I haven't done it yet. And I thought that it would be great if you had them in time for Easter to put in their Easter baskets if you wanted to win. You don't have to play that game. You don't have to. But I figured, what the heck? Wow, there's only 37 here today. Wow. Okay, well, that's fine. For those of you that are doing the Lovey with me, when you get 36 on, would you let me, the first person that really does it is probably the fastest, but go ahead and let me know when you're ready. Hi, Beverly. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to slip stitch to join, right? And I'm going to chain 1. I always do. A lot of people chain 3 and use it as a stitch. I don't. I chain 1 and I don't use it as a stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and in that same first single, I'm going to put 3 double crochets. And then I'm going to skip 2 singles and put another 3 double crochets in the next stitch. So you're going to do 3 singles, skip 2, or 3 doubles, I'm sorry. Start this row out, you're going to do 3 doubles, skip 2, 3 doubles. Just like the beginning of a granny. I think it's round 3, something like that. Skip 2 again. That fair isle it is pretty, it is. Skip 2 again and put 3 doubles. Chain 2 and 3 doubles right in the same stitch. That will be your first corner. So far you'll have 36 single crochets on your hair tie. Then you will start in the first, join with a slip stitch to the round. In the very first stitch, you will have 3 doubles. You'll skip 2 and do a granny stitch, which is 3 doubles. Skip 2 and do a granny corner, which is 3 doubles, chain 2 and 3 doubles. Is everybody following that so far? It's fairly up to the normal. This is what I was planning on doing today. So, oh, and by the way, I've decided to use the pink variegated to start with on my Lovey. I just assumed that everybody knew that I was using this pink yarn I got to use it for this set, and the blossom colorway is the one I'm using to start out, and then about halfway I'm going to change to the pink. So you probably won't see all that on today's show, but and you just continue around. That's your repeat. So you're going to skip 2 now and do 3 doubles in the third one from the corner. Skip 2 again and do 3 doubles in the next one. Skip 2 again and do another corner. 3 doubles, chain 2, 3 doubles. So you'll have 2 corners after that. And this is the same way that Zelda does it so far. As soon as I get the first row done, I don't do her pattern after that. That's just something I do. But you can. You can do this, Lovey, whatever way you want to. You can even make don't use a hair tie and just to start a granny square in the middle and do the Lovey whatever way you want. You can add one of those heads off of one of the those hats, that those little balls that have the hat pattern and have the animal head on it. You can do it that way. You can do it whatever way you want to, and enter that baby item into the cuddle along for your challenge. Kind of like the way we did the Christmas ornaments, where you went ahead and put them into the other page that I had. All right, so then if you go ahead and continue on, skipping 2 and putting in 3 doubles, skip 2, put another 3 doubles and skip 2, and then another corner. That's your repeat around. You'll have 3 corners. All right, so I am getting to the last corner, and I hope that some of you are too. But I want to do is stop and do the drawing for the jewelry next. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish my first row, and then if Connie gets a second, she will put in the chat basically what this row is, what we've done so far. And I'm going to go ahead and pull out I've got a couple choices of bracelets. These are children's bracelets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 2 bracelets each. Let me see. I want to make sure I have different colors. Okay. All right. So basically there is 2 kinds. There are the plain and the flowered. Okay, I got it. They're not opened, so what I'll do is I'll open, well, I always open them, but I'll open one, and then the other 2, I'll just say what colors they are. And then the flowered ones, see, I've got 2 different kinds of these, too. All right, well, you'll have to pay attention close enough then to, I'll just open them. And then you have your choice of 2 of these bracelets. Any 2 that you want. And so you'll have to write that in the... Actually, what we can do is you can write bracelets in the comments between the mark when Deb marks the chat. And then when you get... If you win, you can just let me know the choices. How does that work? That works good. Okay, I'm going to show you all the plain ones first, and Deb can go ahead and mark the chat, because if you're playing, you just write the word bracelet. And if you want to let me know if you're the winner later, what colors you want, that's fine. So we have the blue and the silver. These are children's bracelets. Deb's going to mark the chat now. If you want to win, put in the word bracelet. This is a child size bracelet for Easter baskets, whatever you want to do with them. So this is a blue and silver. It comes in pink and silver and purple and silver. So those are the first 3 choices. The next one is 1 flower. This is a yellow one with a pink flower. And this is a white one with a lavender flower. And then the second, the other 2 are, they've got 3 flowers. This is a silver one with 3 yellow flowers. And this is a silver one with red flowers. So those are the choices. If you win, you can pick 2 of these, any 2. And, you know, when you send me your message, you can just tell me which 2 you want. So these were some of the ones I had left over from when I used to sell paparazzi, and I forgot about them for a while. And so I thought, you know what? It's Easter. Let's do one of these. And some other time we'll do it again. I think you've had enough time to enter that. So Deb, go ahead and mark the chat for that. She will go and get me a winner. And anyone who is going to do the Granny Lovey, or knows how to do them and wants to do it the way that they want to do it, just continue on with your granny pattern until your lovey is big enough. Most of the time when you do that, you do turn your work. I'm doing a pattern where I don't turn my work. I really like this granny pattern that I've used for blankets before. And so I've adapted that to my loveys. Did I miss anything? All right, well, I think I got them all back in their packages, so I can put them back in the bag. And if you did like the turquoise or the red plain, there's more than one of those. So if you wanted 2 turquoise plain, you could get the same, because I have more than enough of those. And I have the 2 of the red plain too. But the flowered ones, that's it. There's just what I showed you. And all in this bag. All right. Good morning, Cindy. How is everybody? The other thing I wanted to show you was I thought way back that I was going to make loveys all the time. And I was going to make them out of this book. And it is called the Animal Lovey Blanket Book. It is a Leisure Arts book by Yolanda Soto Lopez. And it's got the same type of head is used, I believe, throughout. They've got a bunny, a panda, a lamb, an owl, a bear, I think I said a mall. Puppy dog. Yep, that's the other one. So this is kind of cool. They're based on the granny. And then okay, so Deanne Spencer is the winner of the bracelets. Congratulations, Deanne. So I just thought that I'd bring this out and show you that there is a Lovey book that I do believe you can still buy this. Animal Lovey Blankets by Leisure Arts. And the writer was Yolanda Soto Lopez. It doesn't have a page where it tells me the copyright date. Oh, here it is. 2014. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. And then you can make your own head on it. You know, I'm not giving that away or anything. I just wanted to show you that I thought I was going to do. So after you finish your first row, if you want to follow along with me, you're going to chain 1 and single crochet in between the first corner and the next you're going to single, like I said, you're going to single crochet in between the 2 granny clusters, and then you're going to chain 3 and single crochet in between the next granny cluster and chain 3 and single crochet in between the next and chain 3, and then do the same in the corner. Single crochet in the corner, chain 3, and single crochet in the corner. It just stays right there. Just leave the chain 3 in the corner, and then continue on around the entire square. This is the stitch pattern repeat from the pattern called Superbly Simple Baby Blanket. Superbly Simple Baby Blanket. It is a free one. It is written in the UK terms. And that's the second row off of her pattern. I'm just going single crochet in between, chain 3, single crochet, And in the corners, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet is your corner. That is your row number 2 all the way around. It's actually row 3. I would help you out, Jill, if I could, but I don't know her. You know lots more people than I do. You're more popular than I am. So I went all the way around with my chain 3s, single crochets, and in my corners. And you know what shirt I'm wearing today? I saw the trailer come out again. It's been 2 years since the last trailer I saw for Top Gun. And I'm like, you know what? Got to wear my Top Gun t-shirt today because I'm all excited it's going to come out to the theaters finally. We've been waiting. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to slip stitch into that first single to finish your round. And now it looks a little bit lacy. 47. Oh my gosh. 47. What time is it? 37 minutes. Okay. So while you're doing row 2, if you're doing row 2, I would like Deb to mark the chat again, and we'll do a D-stash from Christi's closet. And we will want you to put in the comments your favorite weight and color of yarn. It was 50. See, I raised it. Thanks, Evie. This is very, mine is very feminine. Very feminine. Okay, go ahead and put your favorite weight and color of yarn into the chat now. Make sure you have it on live chat. And some of you are liking that I picked the yarn out for you, which is wonderful. I like that idea. Ooh, you wanted that red and black last week, didn't you? I just heard the snowplow go up. Honest, the snowplow just went up. I think I live in a higher elevation than I used to because it's snowing here. Still. All right. Is that a week, about a minute into it? Okay, I think the chat slowed down a little bit, Deb. Go ahead and mark the chat. Find me a winner. Yes, a 4-letter word. Uh-huh. Izzy is telling me Dad is outside. I don't know why Dad is outside, but he is. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to cry at the door until he comes back inside. That's what you're hearing if you're hearing that little yipping. That's a little miniature dachshund outside the doorway telling me. Deb says hi to Izzy. Is everyone excited about the April colorway I chose? It's a color fusion. I showed it last week. Look at that. This is for hats, and more hats for April. Yeah. I've decided what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the stitch count from Ross's DK pattern. I'm going to use the stitch count from that, and that is 105 stitches, and it's a 4 medium needle for his DK hat. And I'm going to try and do a different ribbing than the normal one to play around with different stitches, but I'm going to use his stitch count for that. So that is going to be April's yarn, and the stitch marker for that is going to be this butterfly with red beads on it, which will sit there all month up there. All right, there. Connie put up row number 3 for you. Thank you, Connie. And this pattern is basically the repeat pattern from the Superbly Simple Baby Blanket. It's a free pattern. I will go back and I will add these links to the comment section or the description section later. Well, thanks, Regina. I put it up, the post on Friday, and that is one of the ones that we the winner is Beverly Crafts. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now Izzy doesn't want me. She never wants me. She knows he's in that driveway. She is Daddy's dog. All right. Well, I'm going to go and find Beverly some teal yarn, and I have my eye on some right now, and I think she will appreciate it. And let's see what happens. Okay, let's check it out. I think this might work. We'll find out, won't we? We will find out. Okay, I'm going to try it anyway. All right, Beverly, let's make a yarn deal. Okay, I found a bag. Now, a while back, there was what they called the... Let me read the package. Well, maybe it's in... Yeah, it's in here. It's in here. They called this Karen Pantone. Now, the reason why this caught my eye was because Beverly loves Mikey. She loves Karen yarn. And you know what? It's teal. What better combination, right? So I figured that bag that was sitting over there and it hasn't gotten worked up, I will show her. This is Karen Pantone. There's your teal. Bam. What do you think, Jill? Pretty, pretty. Okay, well, there's 5 of these in here. They're already caked up for you, ready to go. What do you think? You want this teal? Do you want a stitch marker? Or, let me see, I got a teal stitch marker to go with this baby too. Here's your teal. You could win this, make something lovely, or you can trade it in for something out of the pot of gold, or something or a spot on the bracket board. What's it gonna be, Bev? Love this game. Just love it. And this Pantone is probably going to tell me that there is some, let's see, it's a bulky 5, which I don't know if I would say that. I guess it is. Yeah, I guess. It is 20% nylon, 20% merino wool, and 60% acrylic. Yarn, please. Okay, I knew you were going to like this yarn. I knew it. But hey, you got an awesome stitch marker, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this away for Bev. And I'm going to ask Deb to please pull another name from that same grouping. And that person will win a spot on the bracket board if they don't already have a spot. So congratulations to Deb. Thank you very much for playing. We are going to do round number 4 now on our Lovey. And I have another thing to send off to Bev, so that's appropriate, isn't it? Perfect timing. Okay, Deb's going to get me another name for the bracket board out of that same thing, and I'm going to go ahead and start row number 4. So now you're going to slip stitch into the first chain 3 presented to you. And you're going to chain 3. Wait a minute. Sorry. Chain 5. Yes. Now let me think about this a minute. Okay. All right. I did check it. It is not the V stitch in this is 1 double chain 1 and 1 double. So you do not chain 5, you chain 4, because your first 3 are your first double, and then the chain 1 is the 4th chain. So you're going to chain 4. So I'm sorry I misspoke. And then double crochet back into the same chain 3 space. And it does look kind of funny because you're counting the first 3 chains as a double, a chain, and then 1 double. So that is your first V stitch. You will put a V stitch in every chain 3 on the side. And then you should have 4 V stitches on each side. And then in each corner, you will do 2 V stitches. So you'll have a V stitch, chain 1, the chain 1, and the V stitch. And then in the corner, you have a chain 2, I believe, just like the regular corners. Okay, so chain 3. So V stitch, chain 3, V stitch in each corner. And I think I don't know that you did you? I thought you put up row 3 already. Okay, whatever. Thank you very much, everybody that's joining. So okay, let's go back to the beginning of row number 4. You're going to slip stitch into the first chain 3 space. You're going to do a beginning V-stitch, which is chain 4, and a double crochet into that same chain 3 space. Then you're going to jump over to the next chain 3 space and do a V-stitch. A V-stitch is double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in this blanket pattern only. It's not always that way, but in this one it is. You're going to do a V-stitch in every chain 3 around your square, except for in the corners. In the corners, you're going to do a V-stitch, chain 3, V-stitch. So you'll do 2 of them. So here is my first row started, or my first part started in my first V-stitch in the corner. What? She says. That's because you won something. All right, we'll let Connie decide what she wants to win. A bracket spot, Connie. If you want a bracket spot, then you will have, let's see, number 12 is still open on the right-hand panel, and number 4, 5, 6, and 8 on the left hand. So you're going to do a V-stitch on the edges, on the straight sides of, you should have 4 of them. And it's very lacy for this pink one. And in the corner, you do V-stitch, which is double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 3 in between them, and do another V-stitch. And this is all on the same side of your work. You are not turning this pattern. Does everybody get that row? Kind of got a little muddled there, but I think if you wanted to do this granny square in this, you could follow the superbly simple granny square pattern and understand it. It is written in UK terms, so it's a little bit weird, but what I suggest, if you wanted to, is just rewrite those 3 rows off of there, and you wouldn't see that in the UK terms much. Okay, what's Connie gonna do? As far as the bracket game, there is one tweed in here. There is the tweed, and everything was green for this bracket. There is the impeccable, and it is tweed, and this colorway is called camo tweed. So there are 2 of these in there still. The other yarn was the sock yarn, and the other one is Loops and Threads Charisma, and the colorway on this one is called Stormy. So there's 2 of these. So there's your yarn choices left in there. The bracket game, you can let me know later if you want to go watch episode number 98. That's where all of the prizes were they were listed. Some of them are gone, but you can go there and check it out and let me know later. Yeah. 49 in the room, though. All right, I'm going to keep going along because no one said anything about this row yet. So keep going around doing your V-stitches. And I will show you my granny square. And as soon as I get around to the last part of it. It's funny that Frida sent me a Lovey in the last uh, smile mail that I got. Now she's actually barking. She's upset with him. He's right out front. I can hear him. He's probably shoveling or something. All right. I am on my last corner, but I'm also going a little bit faster than I normally would just because I want to try to, make sure that I'm ahead of everybody, not behind and you're waiting for me to catch up with you. When you come around that last corner, you're going to do the last V-stitch on the side, and then you're going to slip stitch to the third chain on that first chain 4. So that will leave you a V-stitch on the side with the chain in it. There's a possibility that Connie can put round 3 up for you, but yeah, you can just watch the replay. It helps me a lot when you guys go back and watch the replay, because it's monetized, and yes, I get something, but I don't get very much. It's very, little bit, but it's based on you guys watching the actual beginning to end of the videos. Unless, of course, you want to help me out with shipping. Well, that's a different story. I tell you that PayPal has a friends and family way of sending it, and it doesn't take anything from it if you send it that way. Or you can just do Super Chat here. So when you get done with your slip stitch, this is how lacy, and this is why I like this pattern, because it makes it look Victorian to me, and I really like that. Okay, we're going to do the last round of the repeat. It is 3-row repeat. The first row being, actually, the first row that we did was row 2, which was your granny stitch row. That was your first row of the repeat. This is your third. So I have given you all 3 rows of the repeat. But what we're going to do is we're going to do row 1, or, the row 1 of the repeat now. So it's actually, YouTube takes almost half of it. Really? Do they really? So that means Jill lost a lot that other day when she had all those Super Chats. Wow. They made out like a bandit that day, huh? Okay. All right. So this row, 30%. Yeah, I thought it was not quite half, but I was trying to figure it out the one day when I had a couple. All right, so what you're going to do now is you're going to slip stitch into the chain 1 space for this row. You're going to, I chain 1, and I don't count it as anything. But you can chain 3 and count it as a stitch if you want to. But you're going to do 3 double crochets, just like in the granny. But wait a minute. Hang on. Am I in the right place? Let me read that again. I haven't made this blanket in a little bit, but I know that it's easy once you get doing it. You're Okay, so they want you to do the cluster in between the V-stitches. So you're going to have to move your beginning to just stay where you are or move it over. So basically you want to put your 3 clusters in between your V-stitches, not in your V-stitches. That's what they're trying to say to me. I want to just say to you, do it as a slip stitch and move yourself out of the V-stitch. So you're actually going to slip stitch 3 to get to where you want to be. And then chain 1 and do 3 doubles in between your V-stitches. So that would make how many on a side? You'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll have 4, right? 1, 2. You'll have 5 of the chain or clusters, 3 double crochet clusters. You'll have 5 of them. You'll put them in between every V-stitch on a side. You do not chain anything in between them. You just put the 3 doubles. And I'm going to stop before I get to the corner and show you that I slip stitched till I came to between these 2 V-stitches. And then I put the 3 doubles. I skipped the V-stitch and put 3 between these 2. And then I did it again. So on this side so far, there's 3 clusters. When you get to the corner, you're going to put three doubles, chain 3, and 3 doubles in every corner. Then as you go across, every time you skip over a V-stitch, you put 3 doubles. Skip over a V-stitch, put 3 doubles. Just continue around like that. So this is your first round of your repeat. Your second round of your repeat will be row number 4, where we did single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. Yes, it is kind of cool. And you don't have to turn your work on this one because of the way it's constructed. So when you get to the size after your 3 rows of repeat rows, you'll do your single crochet row, your V-stitch row, and your granny stitch row. Those are your 3 rows. Your single crochet row, your V-stitch row, and your granny stitch row. Those are your 3 repeat rows that you'll do that till you are happy with the size. I'm going to go ahead and stop right there on mine and show you that you take your little bear and you stretch open your hair tie and pop it on to the bear, and it will, like, you can make it as big as you want. Okay, probably I think I did 7 or 8 repeats, maybe more, because this is a 3 light, so it takes a few more rows. But basically that is it. Now there's a couple things that I do at the end of my Lovey. A lot of times I do this. And the reason why I do is because, yes, it's a toy. Yes, it's a blanket. Yes, it's a security. It is a really cool toy. It's easy to wash. You take it off and throw it in the washer. But you can also make it into a teething ring. I take one of these. I bought these on Amazon. They are bone, or I don't know, ivory, or I don't even know what the heck they are. They're wood and they are safe. So there's no paint on them or anything like that. I take this and I get to the size I want. And as I'm going around the one row, I do it the same way. Set it up against the Lovey like that. Now it's toward me, and so it's toward you. So basically, I'm holding it away from me so that my front of my work is facing me. And I'm just going to go over the corner. Instead of doing a regular corner, I'm going to go 6 single crochets between so that it wraps both the corner and the teething ring. And when I get done, I'll just continue on with that whatever row you're on. Then when you get done, you just fold it upwards and it's there and it's attached. And I also can do an edging afterwards if you want to add halo, because this will let me go along the edge after and just skip over it. Basically, there is a last thing that I do, and I usually take and do it in another corner, is I do a little button tab. Now all you have to do is just take and cut everything off. We're done. All right, then go back to one of the corners and rejoin and do a placket. Like, you're going to rejoin in the corner and you're going to do like 4 double crochets, and you're going to do 4 or 5 rows of 4 double crochets, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until you get a placket. And then you will sew a button on that placket. And when you do, you will be able to use that corner hole for your buttonhole. So when you turn it around, you can button it back. And what that does is it holds a binky, a pacifier, whatever. You can button it on to the clip of the pacifier, and then you don't drop pacifiers as much. And they are removable because there's a button holding it on. And I usually use the wooden buttons for that too, that are made out of the same stuff. So that is my tip for the day. I'm hoping that is easy enough for you guys to follow. Nobody talked for a while, and there's 45 people here, so everybody must be doing their Lovey, right? I do it most of the time. Most of the time I do that. I put Loveys on, make them pacifier holders, teething ring, toy, and blanket all in one. I don't mind sharing those ideas with you. And, you know, that's a lot more to that. So, you know, you have something on Etsy that costs a little bit more. It's worth having it up there, you know. I really appreciate all of you coming today. I know we went over the hour a little bit, but, you know, I hope all of you watch my last Christi's Creating with Christi video. I put up number 10. There's a playlist. You can play them all back. The one of the pattern that I was following is called the Superbly Simple Baby Blanket. I've shown it before. I will link it in the description box below. So I have both of those tutorials. I put them together and came up with this idea. So you're using Z's idea and the Superbly Simple, repeat those 3 rows. But I am going to start a blanket, this superbly simple blanket, out of this yarn to match all of these items together. So that's what the plan was. And I didn't start it yet. All right. So that is by Heather Gibbs, and she is from the UK. Keep Calm and Crochet On in the UK. 2016, she made that. And it's free using a light 3. And she says a G. I always use a H. That's all right. I didn't expect you to be here today. You were here, so. Jana, you can sit and chat all day with me. You know what? I could sit and chat all day with you guys too. What I do for the border is I take and I grab some kind of haloed yarn. Now this is definitely one I use, Baby Lulu. And I usually do a picot or something. But even if you just did the V-stitch, or, you know, just a single crochet, or any of those borders, the softness from this is why I choose to do that. And a lot of times I'll do it on the edge of the hat and the edge of the booties too when I do it, and I'll match it up. Can you also add a link to the rings and the buttons? Oh, sure. Yeah, write that down. Somebody wanted to know a lot more about these Loveys, so I decided to do that today. Let's see, what am I doing here? Oh, I wrote it here. Yeah, they're all on Amazon. They are wooden teething rings and wooden buttons, and they say homemade. They say either handmade, yes. Anybody want to come on the panel and say hi to everybody today? I definitely will let someone come on for 5 minutes if they want to say hi. And we can open the chat up to ask me anything. That's just the way that I do it. I put those edges on, but basically, I would have ended probably with the granny square stitch. You know, I was going to bring a bunch of them on that I have made, and I was like going through my stuff, my inventory, trying to find one of the Loveys that's finished, and I must have sold a bunch of them because I couldn't find one. So, all right. Well, if no one's going to ask anything, what do you charge for the complete with ring and bunny item at a craft fair? That is, it's, you know, depending on how much you put into something. I like to say that I charge 3 times what my supplies cost. So these rings are, I don't remember, I think they're 10. I think I pay like $14.99 for 10 of them or 12 of them or something like that. And anyway, so I would charge around $20 for this. And that's because you are giving them a lot more than just a toy. And if anyone says, you know, looks at it and stuff, that's what you say. You say, look at all these versatile, look at all this. Oh my gosh. Linda got her stitch markers and she's wearing them as earrings. And you didn't even have to change them or anything. You just popped them in. That's cool. Hi, HD. Yep. Don't forget to post all your lovies. I want to see them all. Oh my gosh, can't wait. I want to see Stephanie's face we when we post them in Stephanie's page. I'm going to bring Misty on for a few minutes.
Hello.
Her name is actually Jen. Hi,
Yes.
Jen.
Hi. Nice to meet you formally, face to face.
Yes. Yes, you are. I've seen you many, many years now.
Yeah, I'm used to
you
that.
did you do that all on the
I
show
honestly did
today?
this a couple months ago. I had done this, and the hoodie. It's so funny that you're doing this today. I had done the hoodie.
Oh.
And I forgot when I had posted it in one of the months, hats, more hats, that you gave me this.
Oh.
You gave me this yarn. I still have a little left, but not enough for this is 6 months, approximately 6 months. I don't have enough for booties or something, but that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, that's
mention that.
so nice to
It's so
catch
funny. I
up
take
with
this
you.
out because I forgot. Yeah, I forgot to say that this was your yarn, and it's so funny that you're doing Lovey, which is great.
It is. Well, I thought we'd kick off the baby along,
Okay. I have 2 other things to show you if I can take the time.
Oh,
This
please
is
do.
my first star blanket. Okay, baby blanket.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing something wrong because it looks like a bowl cozy.
Oh.
Or a hat.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
I think that someone said that when you're working around like that, that it does take a little bit to smooth out.
Right.
But I'm sure you followed the pattern okay, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I thought I made a mistake, so I ripped out 3 or 4 rows, and I got the same thing when I went back. When I got back to those 3 or 4 rows, same thing. I just thought, maybe somebody could figure that out. But
yeah, I
fine.
think there was somebody else said something about a rounded blanket that did that, or even a hat that didn't. It actually stretches more after you get a little bit farther.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm hoping that's all it is, because all that work.
And also if it stays like that and I can block it and I'm okay, and it'll stay like that when it gets washed, that's great. I'd hate to give it as a gift and then someone else has to block it and figure out how to do that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that acrylic yarn blocks as well as wool anyway, but that's what it's worth. What I like to see is just throw it in the washer and all the stitches kind of even up.
Okay.
It does help a lot with acrylics. Mm-hmm.
That's great. I'm working on a shawl for my mother. We have an event on May 8th. I don't know if you can see it. I have to go back.
Ooh.
Did a couple little mistakes on it.
Wow.
I don't know if it's better if I go forward or backwards. But it's sort of the wave stitch, but with more of a gap. So you get a little more air. And I did it a little tighter than the pattern because my mother gets cold easily.
Mm-hmm.
So far.
Cindy asked a question. Are you getting the first stitch after the point? It gets covered up and it's easy to skip, she said.
Yes, it's interesting because going up, I get that point. Going down, I don't get the point. I don't get the that stitch that sometimes it's stitch and sometimes it's stitch. Because and I don't know if a different content creator would help me.
Possibly, but
their
I
stitch.
always say when you're doing a wave of any kind of a wave, if there's something at the top that needs to be done, use a bobby pin. And why I say bobby pin is because that was the old fashioned stitch marker. You took a bobby pin and you put it in at the top of all the waves. And when you got to the top, you knew you had to increase. That way you could sit and watch TV. You would always come to the bobby pin and know what to do when you got there. And so, yeah. I don't know if that helps anybody else, but it really helps me.
That definitely helps. And this one, every 3 rows, you have to do it a little differently. So I have a little stitch marker for that. But I was just curious if that's just the way it works, or if oh gosh, I have to rip the whole thing out, find someone else like to do it, to like help me learn how to do it.
Yeah. But, all right. Is there anything else you didn't mute your other the other place where you're watching? You need to mute that because it's giving echo. Just for future. It's not too loud, but I hear it.
Oh, unfortunately, there we go. Unfortunately, it's like the old TV back in the 70s that unless you have pliers, you can't turn off the little top off.
Yes.
We're just like, you know what? It's not the biggest deal. So, but I didn't realize you were hearing it. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's all right. It was not as loud as sometimes it's loud. When Kim and I are on, a lot of times the feedback is loud, but it's fine. So glad you came on today. I am. I'm really
glad. Too. I've been trying a couple of times. But I don't want to like kick somebody else off. I don't want to like whatever. But it's very nice to face speak to you. It really is.
I think what's happening is somehow or another we are having a difficulty with the video, but I'm not positive because none of my moderators said anything. It was Frida that did, and there's a possibility that she's having the problem and you and I are fine. Yeah,
that's possible.
Yeah, it could be. Is there anybody else that would like to come up? I'm going overtime here, so. I mean, not that anybody says anything, because it's not really,
That's not your problem.
I'm so glad you came on. Thank you for always following me. I appreciate it. All right.
If I may, if anyone has a TV that is turned off and you want to put it on, put Christi on, turn the TV off, and she'll get 2 or 3 hours of watch time. And AdSense.
I know. Thank you so much.
Sometimes when I remember, I do that.
I do. I appreciate it because, watch hours are hard to get. They really are.
All right, I'll go off now. It was great
talking
to you.
Thanks, Jen.
Face it's wonderful.
Thank you. Yes, now I know who you are.
Yeah.
All right. I definitely have a puppy problem today. So I'm going to go take a moment out of each day and be creative. Thank you all for joining me today. Talk to you later.